Good afternoon, welcome to another episode of Keys to Crypto. I decided to do a third video today because I felt y'all got snubbed yesterday because I was sick and a little under the weather. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you about setting yourself up to be successful in crypto. Now, you've heard me talk about this before. It's one of those things I created a system. Basically, it took me a little while to do it because of when I was in business and real estate and those things. I had a system in place that made me money, and it still makes me money in the real estate field to this day. But what I did is basically I took that same type system and I had to modify it and do some tweaking and adjustments on it to work for crypto. And that's why when you hear me talking about the Galloping Goose, that's what it is. It's a Galloping Goose system. And let me tell you something. I've given into every factor you can think of in this system. Anywhere from Joe Biden dropping his ice cream cone to President Trump mean tweeting somebody. I mean, I'm joking about all this, but seriously though, in my system, I tried to give an account for what I call the X factor. Things that are out of my control, out of your control, out of anybody's control, because in the drop of a day, man, crypto, it can drop just like anything else. So, but what I want to talk to you about was why the system matters. Because when I first got in, I was just aimlessly, I'd heard people talk about Doge and Bitcoin and all these. And at the end of the day, I got in when they were basically at their all-time highs. And I was like, well, man, this is going good. And anyway, it's still pumping a little bit. I was like, man, I see why people are getting into this. Well, guess what happened? We was at the end of the bull cycle and everything started going down. I was like, what's going on? Why am I losing? Why is this going down? Henceforth, from that day until really the first of this year, I started working on a system. Because there's many out there. There's other influencers, they got systems, but I wanted mine to be the top of the level where even they look at it and be like, this is honestly even better than ours. Now, that's not financial advice. Do your own research and never risk no more what you wouldn't lose. But I really believe I have a system in place that, man, it's just going to expedite your money and multiply it in ways that you just can't even imagine. But here's the thing is, and I'm going to do a real quick real estate tie-in. When I go, being in that field, when I was going, and I still do it, go look at properties that I'm either want to buy as a rental or buy as a flip. Where I make my money is when I buy it, not when I sell it. And you say, well, Keys to Crypto, what do you mean by that? Well, here's the thing about it is, if you're buying or renting it, you're not going to pay market value for it because, number one, wouldn't make no money. You could buy it market value and rent it, but there's so many other things out there where you can do the BRRRR method, and my realtors and real estate people know what I'm talking about. Why would you do that? So at the end of the day, same is true with crypto, and that's why on a lot of these coins I bring to this channel, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about getting in early. When this market is down, buy them up. Start accumulating, because ultimately what happens is when these things start to run, and this market right now is starting to run. Bitcoin is starting to look like it's picking up steam after this halving, just like you heard on this channel. I really believe that this whole market goes as Bitcoin. And if it starts to roar, all these other coins are going to start to roar. You're still early. I say this all the time. You're still early. But here's the thing is, you need a system in place. Don't be like me that was a little over 4 years ago and didn't have a system. I actually took a crypto course. Go figure. After the fact. And I'm not going to tell you how much I paid for it, but at the end of the day, I got educated on crypto, and I continue education on crypto because it ever evolves. There wasn't AI in the last cycle. There wasn't RWA, that's real world assets, in this cycle. There wasn't, there's several things that wasn't in this particular cycle that was in the previous one. Well, they're doing really good, and they're going to continue to do good. AI has been blowing it out of the water. The real world assets, which I'm going to talk about that to all my realtors and real estate people, because you need to know where that industry is going. That's why you come to this channel, because I'm going to give you a brief education on where things are going. Now, how do I know this? You're just going to have to watch that video in order to find out. But at the end of the day, you need a system that's in place. As I've told people before, this is one of the only things on this channel that I'll ever charge for outside of my merchandise, is that system. Because my blood, my sweat, my tears, my wisdom, my knowledge, everything went into that system. So I can't just give it away, but also because I always talk about, reaching the common person. The regular person may have $10, $20, $50, $100 in pocket. I still try to keep it affordable where those people can take advantage of it. That system, I priced it out at $247. To me, it's a steal at that, because that's over a $2,000 system. Because there's other influencers, that's what they're charging. Some of them may be even more. But at the end of the day, I wanted it affordable to just regular people, so they could take advantage of investing in crypto, because it is an investment. I mean, people chuckle about it, but it's just like anything. It's an investment. And why you want to get in right now is because I'm telling you, at the end of this cycle, the crypto market is going to be probably at least 10 trillion. I mean, it's going to be 3 times the size of what it is. What do you think these cryptos are going to do? They're going to go crazy. I mean, they're going to go crazy. And by 2030, it's expected that the crypto market is going to be somewhere around 20 trillion, which is 6 times what it is right now. Think about it. Think about if you could have got in to the internet, if you could have got into YouTube and all that stuff back in the day. This is your opportunity. Man, the opportunity is there that you can have life-changing wealth. And I'm not talking about money. I don't talk money. I talk wealth. It's a different language. Man, I can make money all day long. But here's the thing is, I'm interested in building wealth. Are you? It's a different mindset altogether. So I'm sorry, I'm still a little sick. So if you're interested and you want to know more about this system, just contact me, because here's the thing about it is, I have to personally, it's a very simple system, but it's got a lot of little nuances and moving parts in it that only I know. I mean, the bare basic thing is kind of common sense, but the way that this thing turns and operates, and here's the great part about this system compared to some of the other people who suggest crypto and these influencers, is all you got to do is just manage the system. You just manage the crypto. That's it. Once you get it started, that's all you have to do. And that's awesome, because it's a time saver. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse and sell you this system, because that's up to you. So at the end of the day, you can drop me a direct line or a direct message or whatever if you're interested in a life-changing thing, because you do need a system in this, because if you don't, you risk losing your money, and your money is too valuable right now with inflation and everything else. But anyway, in saying all this, it wasn't financial advice. Do your own research and never risk no more than what you're willing to lose. But I appreciate the time. I want to set you up for success in crypto. The question is, do you want to be successful? Are you ready? And we'll see you in the next video.